What's going on, guys? I'm super excited about this. I bought some new Manceras. Now, I did buy Intense Instant Crush. It didn't make it in time. It's actually coming in today, but all three of these came in yesterday, and I don't want to wait. So you won't get a first impressions on Intense Instant Crush from me. I'm just going to start working on a review for that one. So maybe in a week, roughly, I'll have a full review come out on that one. But we've got a 4 ounce of Explicit Vanilla, and I ordered these from overseas, and they were like 120 range each for 60 ml. So I just got 60 mls. Intense French Riviera and Ombre Tonka. A lot of people are asking what my thoughts are going to be on this. And of course, not just you want to know what I think about this. I want to know what I think about this because I am the advocate for the original. I am the French Riviera guy. So, did they improve upon it? Can you improve upon it? Some would say yes, some would say no. We're going to find out. So we're going to bust these open. We're going to see what I think they smell like. We're going to cross-reference the notes. We're going to give them a first impressions rating. And as I normally do with Manceras, I will work on full reviews because I am kind of the Mancera guy here on YouTube and in this community as a whole. I typically do full reviews on most Manceras that I get. So these I definitely will. So let's bust them open. Stay tuned.
Back again, yet again, once again.
Always giving you the real, one fragrance at a time. It's TLTG Reviews, baby.
Okay, if you didn't know which fragrance we were starting with, you must be new here. Because so the original, very aquatic, citrusy, creamy white floral from the tiare flower with a little bit of sunscreen coconut going on. Very laid back, chill summer day. That fragrance is a vibe in itself. Mancera French Riviera is a laid back vibe, chill day off kind of fragrance. Now, I know they added oud. I don't remember what else they added, but I expect this to be a little bit more refined. Maybe not necessarily more intense. I mean, that was a strong performer, but not a beast. It was above average for being a fresher Mancera fragrance, so they didn't really change the gradients here, but let's see if it truly is an intensified version of the original. So 60 ml, it's plenty. I don't need the 4 ounce bottle. You know, if by some miracle all of a sudden I just start wearing this nonstop all the time, when the 4 ounce becomes readily available in this country, I'll grab one. A little spray and a half. Very much heavier on the floral up top, like that tiare white flower. That creamy white floral is a bit heavier. More of an iodine salt smell. It's more prominent. It's not so much as an aquatic up top as the original is, whereas it's like a salty, salty, airy, creamy white flower kind of combination. There's a little bit of an astringence here, something that kind of stings the nostrils a bit. Stings the nostrils. But not like perfumer's alcohol, so I don't think that's what's going on. There's like a sharp woodiness to it, and maybe that's the type of oud. If it's not Cambodian oud, it's probably not sweet. I don't remember, because I've looked at the notes before. I just don't remember specifically. Yeah, it's becoming much more woodsy. That's a huge difference from the original. This is much more of a woody fragrance from the start. It doesn't give me the feels of the first one. Just right away, I don't think it's better. Now, this is just a minute in. Wearing experience could totally change that for me, and I got to give it time. This is an assumption immediately, my immediate thoughts, but it smells nice. I really like it, but I don't think I like it more. I don't necessarily think it was an improvement on. But if you felt like it was lacking some depth, some more base notes, then you probably will like this one more, because it's the same fragrance with, I think the tiare flower is heightened without making it more girly. The saltiness is heightened, and then a lot of woods. A lot strong woody presence here that was not there in the first one. It's not near as much sunscreen either. Like, I really don't get coconut. Yeah, I really don't get the coconut, honestly. Like, it loses the sunscreen, too. Let's pull up the notes. I got Parfumo right here. Intense French Riviera 2025 release. 7.6 out of 10, 21 ratings. Woody. Yeah, definitely woody. Aquatic, fresh, spicy citrus. Black pepper, ginger, orange, Sicilian lemon, tangerine. So all the citruses are still there. Cambodian oud. So it is Cambodian oud. Doesn't really come across all that sweet to me. Iodine. So there's my heightened salt. There's also sea salt in the base. We got iodine, sea salt, and a sea breeze note. So and ambergris can come across salty. So a variety of things that can make it salty. And believe it or not, it's not as salty as Cinque Terre, the pine needle green aquatic in the same line. That is far more salty than this is. This is more, I think, the iodine than the sea salt, where it's got that specific, like salt, like the taste of salt, maybe so much more than like the smell of salt water misting in the air. Like there is a huge difference in the two. Both are based around saltiness, but very different. A little bit of sweetness here, but I got the notes on screen. Mimosa, sea breeze, TRA, vetiver, Virginia cedar, so there's more woods, ambergris, sea salt, white musk. I gotta say it is developing a little bit. Like I'm getting, and look, there's no coconut listed either. Was coconut even listed in the first one? Let me look. No coconut listed in the first one, but it had a little bit of a coconut sunscreen kind of smell to it, the way the white floral came across. I don't think you get so much sunscreen out of this one. So if the sunscreen element of it was maybe a turnoff to you in the first one, again, you're probably going to like this one more, because if you replace that with heightened saltiness and a strong woody backbone here, you'll probably like the way this one comes across more. I think this is a better like year-round fresher aquatic, whereas I would say French Riviera is like summertime vibes to the fullest, you know? I think this one offers more versatility. It leverages the woods really well. So in some ways it is better. But as far as the feeling that I got from the first one, and every time I smell it and wear it, versus the feeling I'm getting now, no, I still emotionally am tied to French Riviera more. I get the feels from it more. But honestly, if I just break it down unbiasedly and take the emotion out of it, this probably is the better fragrance. Comes across a little bit strong without being overpowering, like a monster that just punches you in the nose. It's a deeper fragrance. It is good. It is damn good. First thing here, I'm in love, in bold print. I didn't know what to expect, especially since I wasn't familiar with the OG scent, but wow. Aquatic, fresh, salty, metallic, and clean. A little metallic. I get where they're coming from. Got a sample of French Riviera, and I have to say that Intense French Riviera appeals to me much more. Simply more special and striking. Longevity and sillage are really intense for me. Long-lasting scent trail that follows me. Maybe the OG would be something for the summer when I have the extra money. Scent 9.5, longevity 9, sillage 9. This person rated this in September 14th, 2025. Then you got one that says synthetic base like Megamare. Not quite. Megamare is way more salty synthetic. I find it disgusting. Sorry. The rest is cheerful, childlike citrus, inconsequently sweet floral. Well, this is just a Debbie fucking Downer right here. Violet. It's a lady. Rolling Stone says maritime, salty, musky, fluffy, airy. In the DD, the 1-1 ultralight 1-to-1 ultralight version of Megamare. Megamare is way more salty than this, and it has more green, like oak moss. You know. Like, I think they're oversimplifying it, comparing it to Megamare. I don't really like it. Synthetic Mancera DNA shifts to a metallic note. Year-round wearable scent that spreads freshness and good vibes. Here the tiara is much more in the background than the OG, and see, I find the opposite. Less zesty than the original, I agree. Okay, so a variety of opinions on Parfumo. For me, a little bit of spice is coming out more. For me, I'm not going to quite give it the 9 out of 10 that the previous one got. I'm going to give it an 8.75. I'm going to drop it down a quarter point because I don't get the same emotional feeling of the vibe of what I always get from the original. So I'm going to give it an 8.75. It's bordering outstanding for me. Through wearing experience, that very much can change. I quite enjoy it. Again, for most people, this is going to be the better fragrance of the two. Just to be completely transparent here, when you break this down versus the original, It actually is a better fragrance for more situations. That woodiness really does help it quite a bit. And it loses some of the sunscreen. It's a good one. Intense French Riviera, 8.75. All right. Let's see what Ombre Tonka is all about. I think I looked at the notes. I would assume Tonka. And ombre makes me think ombre leather, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's got leather. Obviously Tonka being, Let's see what we're working with here. I genuinely don't know. I don't recall looking at the notes. I just bought it. So I got a few channel members and a few subscribers that were like eager, that brought it to my attention. Shout out to Ejean Baptiste. That's who brought it to my attention not long ago, saying, I want to know what you think about it. Apparently he's interested. So I don't recall looking at the notes on this. I don't. But screw it. Let's go in blind. Doing a little half spritz. Let's see what we're talking about. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. It's almost like a chocolatey Tonka mix. Out in the air. It's very gourmand, sweet, delicious, dessert-like. You gotta like sweet. Very, 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 very sweet. Very sweet. Vanilla bean ice cream cooling type of smell out in the air, too. Powdery. What is that? What is that? Is that some kind of amber? Or benzoin. I bet it's benzoin. Probably adding to the vanilla. There's a warm, resinous kind of, but it's not like dry amber. This is a banger. It's a little bit different out in the air when you get up close. There's some resin, some warm resin here with this vanilla bean ice cream, sweet, cool powder smell. Oh my God. This shit's fire. Yeah. This one's gonna be a 9. I'm gonna just tell you now, 9 out of 10. Just to feel this way and react this way as soon as you smell it, it's an outstanding reaction in my opinion. So it gets an outstanding rating. Is that it could be like labdanum because it's a little bit leathery. But not like an ombre leather. Maybe my mind's wanting it to be there. I don't know. I'm super curious about these notes now. Oh, man. Ombre Tonka, 7.9 out of 10, 44 ratings. Sweet. Spicy, gourmand, oriental smoky, Calabrian bergamot, Thai oud, Turkish pistachio. So we do have amber and Sumatran benzoin. So do have that. Rose, Venezuelan tonka bean, Malayan patchouli, bourbon vanilla. So it's nothing labdanum, but this Thai oud. I don't know specifically what characteristics Thai oud brings to the fold. I don't know what type of characteristics that oud has. Not all ouds are created equally. Maybe that's where I'm getting that slight leathery facet. Could be. Let me look it up. Thai oud. Thailand oud oil. Okay. Just curious. I hate to make this video longer, but I have to do some kind of research. I've never looked into Thai oud before. Okay, Northern Thailand, Myanmar, and Cambodia. Comes out of oud, sold to the Joint Distillery. Thai pure essence oud oil. Cambodian deep earth. Let's see. All right. Profile. Thailand origined oud. Sweet, clean, woody, resinous, smooth, honeyed. Species Aquilaria cressana. Distilled from mature Highland Aquilaria. This oil is serene, refined, and quietly luxurious. Ideal for those who appreciate subtle depth instead of loud projection. Aroma notes, nectar, resinous woods, golden amber softness. So it adds to this ambery smell that I'm getting. Maybe that's why it's that distinctive ambery smell. So it's not so much a leather facet. I learn something every day with perfume, and I just learned something. That's why I wanted to check it out here. It's just the right amount of sweet. It's not overly creamy. It's not a powder bomb, but it's noticeably powdery. It's warm, and it's just a little bit of spice to it. Just a pinch of spice to it. This is really good. Yeah, this is so... And then smoky is the final accord. And I would say the faintest of smokiness. Maybe as it dries more, it'll become more smoky, but where I stand right now, it's not really like jumping out at me or like, ooh, a smoky sweet fragrance. If it was to come out a little bit more smoky as it settles in, that would be a nice addition and a nice little layer to add on top of this. But this is very much an amber benzoin tonka fragrance. That is really, really smooth and well done. And if you like sweet fragrances, this is a home run. Yeah, Ombre Tonka. And it doesn't remind me of anything specific. Let me see if anybody relates it to anything. Shagaf Oud Tonka Eau de Parfum. They relate it to Tonka Cola. No, this is not the same as Tonka Cola. Tonka Cola is elite tier type stuff for me. I love Tonka Cola. But here, they're relating that to an almond fragrance. Now, the pistachio doesn't jump out at me either. It's a supporting player. That light creaminess I get could be that mixing with the vanilla, but bourbon vanilla is not really super creamy all the time. It depends, but almond, orange blossom, Turkish rose, cinnamon, tonka bean, vanilla, amberwood. That's not the same notes. I'm not saying they don't smell similar. I've never smelled Chagaf Oud Tonka, but this one stands on its own for everything I've smelled. Typical Tonka, nutty sweet with a smoky character. Mancera interprets the powerful note a bit brighter and more floral than example Guerlain. Less special than I thought. I find it rather pleasant, nice scent, but not unique. Tonka Smoky Sweet. Well, yeah, I mean, Tonka Smoky Sweet's not going to be super unique, but it doesn't remind me of any other specific Tonka fragrances. Vanilla tries to help. I smell smoky oud and earthy patchouli. Sillage and longevity, good. I don't notice pistachio. And see, I really don't. So this is one of the people that rated Tonka Cola because he says he gets a bit of cola. Really like it. Going on the wish list. Pleasantly sweet, deliciously warm, not particularly special, but a lovely winter scent, especially for those on a budget. I'm telling you, if you like sweet, ambery fragrances, this is good with a little bit of powder to it. Not a heavy smoky nuance on me yet, but smoky notes typically do pop off of me, so we'll see. But a little bit, but yeah, I like it. Hell, I like it more than Intense French Riviera. 9 out of 10 first impressions. Okay, so we just had a great Tonka Amber Vanilla. So, Explicit Vanilla got some big shoes to fill. Now, I expect this one to be probably the most complex of the bunch. I feel like this one's going to be more oud forward, more spicier, heavier on the oriental notes. I've looked at the notes. I don't remember them specifically, but I believe along those lines of those types of accords. I fully expect that to be the case here. I feel like this has potential to be the best of the three because they do vanilla dominant really well. They always have. I've got some phenomenal vanilla fragrances from Mancera. So let's roll this up a little bit. Let's go right there on the wrist. Clearly it's going to be based around vanilla, right? Yeah, there's a little bit of a warm wood, not really funkiness, but yeah, a little bit. Funkiness. There's kind of a coffee bean smell to it. Yeah, I smell a little bit of a coffee bean. I don't know if there's any coffee listed, but I get a little coffee bean smell. A lot of wood, slightly funkified a little bit. Spiced and smoked vanilla. This is a smokier fragrance. This one's got a lot going on in the opening. A very busy opening. Smells great though. Doesn't remind me of vanilla oud. I was concerned this would walk the path of vanilla oud from Vertus. It's not specifically that. Like there's some kind of similarity because I'm saying smoky oud with vanilla, darker, spiced vanilla, but not the level of funkiness. Like Vertus Vanilla Oud's got much more funkiness to it. This one's a more mass appealing overall, I think. Less niche, if you will. Very woodsy. This is good. Now, not more wearable than Ombre Tonka. French Riviera is good shit, though. This is like much more woodsy than I anticipated it to be. New releases. Explicit Vanilla. 7.9 out of 10, 86 rating. Sweet, gourmand, woody, spicy, oriental. Mexican vanilla and chocolate. Oud, brown sugar, cedarwood, sandalwood. Tonka bean, benzoin, amber. So we got the benzoin amber effect again. Cedar and sandalwood. So that explains why I get so much woodiness with oud. It just says oud. It doesn't specify which type of agarwood. But oud, cedarwood, sandalwood with brown sugar, 3 out of the 4 heart notes are woods. So not surprised that we have such a hefty presence of woods. They do list it being a little spicy. I agree. There's a little bit of a spiced sweetness here, but I don't know what to relate spice to. Unless it's the amber accord doing it, or maybe the benzoin accord could be the oud. Because there's no spicy notes. But very sweet up top, vanilla chocolate. I think Ombre Tonka is much more about the amber and benzoin combination, where this is much, much more about the woods. This is heavy on the woods. It is sweet, but I wouldn't say it's sweeter than Ombre Tonka. I think Ombre Tonka is the sweetest fragrance of the two. This one, at least in the opening, it's balanced enough because there's so much woods. There's a lot of, whatever percentage of these woody oils they put is on the higher side for it to be immediate in the top. It's more like a spiced wood, pepper wood kind of thing with some undertones of sweet, like the sweet's underneath all of the woody accord. It's really good. This is another one that's really good, but I don't think it's better than Ombre Tonka. Shit. This is tough. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. It's a great fragrance. I don't like it more than Ombre Tonka. But I do think if you have one, you don't need the other, because they do have some similarity, because they do similar accords. They just do them differently. Like, again, this is more sweet, much more powdery, but this one's more on the sweet side. More so than the woods, and that smoky accord you're supposed to get is not near as smoky as this, and this is super woody dominant, much more smoky, and you would think vanilla and chocolate being the top note, it would be sweeter, and then brown sugar in the heart. No. It's balanced pretty well. This is very spicy wood dominant. I don't know what to relate the spice to, versus the amber Tonka vanilla combo. Amber benzoin Tonka vanilla is the dominance here. And it's smoother. It's got this cooling effect. This, though, this is heavier. This is darker. This is more evening. I feel like this is such a beautiful daytime cooler weather scent. I feel like there's more of a casual feel to this one. I think you can totally do evenings with this. You can go out to dinner. You can do all those things with it. But I feel like it's got more of a casual, semi-casual kind of feel to it to rock this one during the day when it's cooler. Whereas this one strikes me more as sex appeal, more alluring, more of an intoxicating type of aroma, where it's also the deeper fragrance of the two, but it's also the more masculine of the two because it's so woody dominant. And it's actually the lowest rating of the three, but all three are 8.5 or above. We got an 8.5, an 8.75, and a 9. Pierre Montal. I love his work. 8.5 out of 10 first impressions. So there we have it. My initial thoughts on 3 of the newest releases from Mancera. All bangers as expected. Intense French Riviera didn't blow me away, but still managed to get an 8.75 because when I look at it objectively and take the bias of the feeling I always get from that laid back chill tone of the original, this is a more wearable fragrance in more situations because of the enhanced woods. and it dials back the aquatics a little bit. It loses the sunscreen mostly, not completely, but mostly loses the sunscreen. The citruses aren't the star in the opening anymore like it was. It's much more balanced. It's much more balanced, has a better backbone to it. The dry down is probably going to be just phenomenal with the woods. I think in many ways it's better than French Riviera. Even though it doesn't give me the same feelings, it's a better fragrance. Ombre Tonka it's the highest rated because I do think, believe it or not, if I had to pick one of the three, I'm going Ombre Tonka. It's just got so much amber benzoin balancing out the Tonka vanilla. It's not as smoky as I would like it to be, but that kind of works in its favor. It separates it from what I believe this is a day-night combo. Very different vanillas, but not really that different of vanillas because they both do a lot of the same things, just balanced very differently. This wears lighter. This has a brighter freshness to it, that cooling effect of more of like a vanilla bean ice cream. Whereas this is heavier. This is darker. This has more bass to it. The volume's turned up on this one. The treble's cranked up with the volume, whereas this one has a lot more bass to it. If that makes sense. So links are down below if you want to check them out. These you're gonna have to buy overseas and spend more than you want. I'll see if I can find this anywhere else, but this one, yeah, it's not in the States yet. But Explicit Vanilla, you'll be able to get over here in the States. So appreciate you guys checking out the video. I will be working on some full reviews over the next several weeks with these. Make sure to like and subscribe before you leave. We'll see you on the next one.